then you are at their level, and you are no better than they are.
So what should Ian Wright do?
Just ignore it.
Just ignore it.
Just ignore it. Let them rant and rave, and realize that the type of people that are saying this are morons.
And often when you do go down the road of trying to find out who they are, you find out, as Ian did, it was a 19-year-old from a decent family in Ireland, and he was then given a load of abuse for trying to get him prosecuted. You know, you can't win, and I'm wondering whether or not it's a battle that you can't win, and maybe Morgan Freeman has the answer, and just say, don't talk about it. Don't have campaigns. I don't know. What is the answer? You tell me. I'm not black. I don't really have a say in this. It's 16 minutes past 6.
LBC.
You can always trust a bit of stargazing to put a twinkle in your eye. So if you're on the lookout for someone to do that building renovation, complete with stargazing skylight, simply visit trustedtrader.com. There you'll find plenty of vetted, reviewed, reliable professionals in an abundance of trades. Like a builder who'll provide the star treatment. For trusted tradespeople, let the superstars align.
If you've had a cough for 3 weeks or more, and it isn't COVID-19, don't just ignore it. It could be a warning sign. A cough you just can't shake off could be a sign of cancer. It's probably nothing serious, but finding cancer early makes it more treatable. Just contact your GP practice. Your NHS is here to see you safely. Help us help you.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right. There's daily jackpots at PokerStars Casino for some sweet, sweet downtime.
Join PokerStars Casino today and get 50 free spins on sign up. Are you in?
New casino players only. Valid on 7 slots, 7-day expiry. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org. Play responsibly. When the world slowed down, you didn't. When others started another book set, you started your first screenplay. When others had lions, you did morning sprints. But now, things are reopening. Go-getters. Time to go get. The redesigned Jaguar range with luxurious interiors, updated Pivi infotainment, and electrified powertrain options. Now available for extended test drives. Contact your local Jaguar retailer to book. Specifications vary per model. Terms and conditions apply.
Booking a hotel is never easy. Am I getting the best price? Will it look anything like the pictures? Well, with Premier Inn, you don't have to worry about any of that. Because with us, you know exactly what you're getting. A great night's sleep, over 800 easy-to-find locations, a choice of great value, flexible rates, and as much brekkie as you can handle. So enjoy a weekend break without breaking the bank. Premier Inn. Rest easy. Only available to book at premierinn.com.
Catch-ups or haircuts, holidays or just sunny days, drinks out or a kickabout. At Bupa Dental Care, we know you're ready to press play on life after lockdown. With our practices open, providing COVID-safe dental treatment, now's the perfect time to book a private checkup or that smile makeover you've been thinking about. Search your nearest practice today at bupadentalcare.co.uk and get ready to take your smile off pause.
It's the final straight. Your horse is challenging for the lead. Victory is so close. And in the last straight, your horse is beaten. Fortunately with Coral, you'll get a free bet up to £10 if your horse finishes within a length of the winner. Beaten by a length. Available every day of the season from Coral.
18 plus online and in shop with Connect Card applies to first real money single win or each way bet of £1 plus from 8 AM to a selected meeting. Full terms and exclusions at coral.co.uk. When the fun stops, stop.
This is LBC with Ian Payne. Call 0345 6060 973. Tweet at LBC. Text 84850.
So unfortunately, not every single website and social media site in the world is joining the boycott today. That's how I found out Leeds lost to Brighton. However, it's much more important than that when it comes to what's going on with the social boycott of football clubs and players and of various sporting bodies. And we're talking about abuse not just to footballers, not just to black people, but to women. You know, Karen Carney, the former England player who said a few comments on air about my club, actually, about Leeds, you know, and it didn't, so what? She got absolutely, because Leeds came out and said something officially, and she got stuff back. If you're a woman and black, then you really are in trouble. You'll get it double dose. So I'm sure it refers to everybody. So, but I just want some help in you coming up with some solutions as to how you try and stop this, because I'm not sure you can, to be honest, because the big, as I say, the big companies are not going to make you give your real name when you register, because that defeats the whole purpose of their libertarian landscape. So what do? Just ignore it? Yeah. Come off social media? Yeah. Try and prosecute people who do this? Well, you heard from Ian right there. It doesn't really work. You end up being the culprit for trying to send a 19-year-old to prison. So I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. Let's speak to one of our trusted listeners. Judy's in Colchester. Hi, Judy. What's your view?
Hello, Ian.
Hi.
Nice to have you back in your old spot,
so
but
it's
you
nice.
did a sterling job sitting in for Steve.
Well, it's nice to actually spend some time in bed, but anyway.
I can imagine. Well, I can only go back. It's all very simple, but it stood me well all my life. When I was at school and I was bullied for a time, my dad said to me, the only way to deal with it, he said, it's the hardest way, he said, but is to ignore it. Because he said, if you ignore it, it wears them down, and they just get so very frustrated, they will stop doing it. Because while you respond to it, you're giving it oxygen, and it is the hardest.
So you're actually saying that this media boycott is actually going to make things worse?
Well, it's, they're doing it probably for the right reasons, and but yes, it's highlighting it all the time. It really, because it's another saying is monkey see, monkey do, and yes, keeping on giving it oxygen will just keep it high profile, and just ignore it, and when they see it's not bothering anymore, they will stop. Someone else might get it instead. I don't know. I hope not. But
all right.
But that's stood me in good stead all my life.
Okay, well, I understand that. I will apologise for the reference to monkey, but I don't think in any way Judy meant that. It is an old-fashioned phrase. So look, if you've been abused on social media, I confess I used to use social media a lot. I was completely addicted to Facebook. I was on it all the time. It took up all my waking hours, and then it just, I don't know what happened. I think it's because, I started trying to be a bit more responsible, and I didn't engage in arguments about God knows what on Twitter. I know some people like it, and some people do it. It just seems to me it is an absolute minefield, and you just have to make one misstep, and it can have all sorts of consequences. So personally, I don't do it, but I never really got abused that much. In fact, I was the one time I did really use Twitter. I just put a picture up after someone put a glass in my face. I cannot tell you, because there's good stuff as well as bad stuff on there. The number of people who never met, never heard from, who got in touch, just say feel real sympathy and all the rest. So it works both ways. We don't often hear about the good stuff. We always hear about the negative stuff. But what is the solution to this? Is it turn the other cheek? Is it get off social media, or is it follow them up, get them into trial, give the police, maybe the police should have a special cyber unit across the country. I don't know, they haven't got time to solve half the crimes in real time, if you see what I mean. How are they going to follow all this up? And you heard from Ian right, it doesn't necessarily work out. The judge decided that this was a person who made one mistake in his life, and he shouldn't have to suffer the consequences. So you can completely understand. Maybe ignoring it is the way forward. I don't know. What do you think? Let's just say here, I'm a black man, says OJ, but I suggest that we ignore the racist tweets. The reason, if it happens regularly, how many people can you prosecute? You'll even be more distressed and exhausted. And that's the thing, that the prosecution often affects the person who was abused more than the abuser. So, and I don't think that the giant tech companies, and maybe nor should they, have to change their whole attitude because there's some absolute numpties out there who can't stop with their vile tweets. Colin's in Durham. Hi, Colin.
Hello, Ian. Good afternoon. Good evening, I should say. Well, I'm a black man as well, and I've got to say, as me, the whole purpose has been lost from the very beginning. We all needed to stand together like a bit of Rosa Parks moment, and a lot of the media organisations, a lot of the press have joined. I mean, examples like the Sun and the Daily Express have only joined at the last minute through political pressure, but equally other press companies, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention, have refused to join. And if we're not standing together, then how are we supposed to defeat these races? And these are the same papers that will tell you that they will slag off social media. But when they need to stand I'm trying to say this, even sorry, next to the victims of racial abuse, they refuse to join. I mean, it's defeating the purpose.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you think that after George Floyd, the Black Lives Matter movement helped or harmed the cause?
It helped. It helped. It made highlighting the suffering that people were suffering. I mean, don't forget, my mum came here in the 60s, a single black woman as me, a young child, and she had to suffer terrible abuse. It was, when she went to knock on the house, there was no blacks, no dogs, no Irish, and that's not that usually happens.
I know that story.
And we've seen how if you're a black man today or spokesman, and in fact, and you stand up to be counted, you get abuse from the media, or from the press. And I'm dying to name the press, but you won't like me naming them.
Let me ask, is he allowed to name the press, Prod? What do we think? No? Sorry, it's a no from the London jury. Sorry about that, darling.
All I say, one of the newspapers that refused to join, one of your presenters is the...
Right, let me ask you something else then. Do you think that this social media boycott will make any difference?
Yes, it will do. Because let's follow the money. Everything's like money. If we all had stood together, if we all boycotted it for 4 days, all stood together, then yes, that would have a huge impact. And next time we could do it for weeks. Like everything is, we've got to start somewhere.
No, I know what you mean, but
you just can't turn the cheek.
Listen,
just forget about it.
Your view, because you are black, is far more valid than mine. From a personal point of view, I can't see it making a blind bit of difference, to be honest. And I honestly don't know what would make a difference on this one. John, as a new caller from, where's this? Horndon on the Hill. Where's Horndon on the Hill?
Horndon on the Hill is not far from the Dartford Tunnel on the north side.
Nice one. Okay, and what's your view, John?
Can I say quickly, I'm 64 years of age. I was not born in this country. I couldn't speak a word of English when I was 7 years old. Okay. I stand about 5 foot 6 inches tall and I weigh 9 stone soaking wet. I was white faced. Okay, right back to standing in an English Catholic primary school playground and being the object of ridicule. Okay, for lack of a better word. I don't think the boycott will make a blind bit of difference. Alright, they probably will sit back at home storing up and they're going to, pull it out.
I think it will actually encourage some trolls to just keep going. You hope it does?
I hope it does.
Why?
I hope it makes a difference. But I can't see it. I think, the option of publicity, the lady was saying it a couple of quarters ago, don't give them, it's like the child that plays up.
Yeah, I know.
Ignore it and it'll stop playing up. Don't feed that
It's somebody actually, funnily enough, it's funny you should say that, John, because someone actually told me, and I thought at the time it was trite, but I don't know. He said to give it a football analogy, the only reason that players fall over is because they know they'll get a free kick, and it's the same kind of principle. Exactly. Once referees ignore people flopping over for no contact at all, I know that sounds a bit trivial, but it's kind of the same principle. Once you stop worrying about this sort of thing, but then I start to think, well, hold on, it doesn't happen to me, so why do I have a valid opinion? You know what I mean?
I personally, it just washes over me. My attitude is get on with your work. I mean, you were talking about a footballer the other day, a couple of nights ago.
Right.
And apparently there's a footballer that was because of it. I can't remember his name. But hey, I've got to say with these footballers who are complaining, pay me 200 grand a week. They can call me what they like.
Well, I know, but there was a footballer. Well, there still is. He's not a footballer anymore. There was Jason Lee. He played for Nottingham Forest. He had dreadlocks, and he sort of piled them up on top of his head during the game so that they wouldn't get in the way of his football And I remember that on the David Deal show with Frank Skinner, what was it called? Fantasy Football, thank you. They always used to take the mickey out of him. And I think it's fair to say Jason Lee actually suffered a bit of a mental breakdown as a result of it. It certainly affected his football. Should he have just turned the other cheek and moved on? I'm not so sure. Like I say, if you've not walked in the shoes of that person, do you have a right to tell them how to react? I honestly don't know. This is why it's a good subject, but it's a very, very thorny one. The time is 6:30. Glenn Thompson has the news.
Surge testing for coronavirus will be put into place tomorrow in the Tower Hamlets area of London following reports of a new variant. It's after several cases were confirmed of the variants first identified in South Africa and Brazil. Protests have been taking place in cities across the UK against the government's crime and policing bill. Organisers of the Kill the Bill events say the new legislation would give police too much power to break up future protests. 9 people across London have been arrested. A 16-year-old boy is among 5 people from West Yorkshire, Wiltshire and North Wales who've been arrested on suspicion of terrorism offences. 3 other men and a woman aged between 28 and 30 have also been arrested. The weather, some sunny spells into this evening. Any showers should move away except in some coastal areas. Becoming dry with some clear periods leading to another cold night with frost and fog, lows of 5 degrees. LBC.
We're so happy that you're so happy. We're all so happy. Happy Trades.
Local, friendly, professional. That's Happy Trades, a Which Trusted trader with over 3,000 glowing reviews on Checker Trade. See for yourself. Whatever the drainage emergency, trust Happy Trades to put it right fast. So when you've got a blockage or need a repair, just think happy thoughts. Click happytrades.co.uk.
With PokerStars Casino, my downtime gets epic. But I play PokerStars Casino games when I want a little bit of fun between everything else I got going on. That's it. No more. So take all the time out you need and set your limits. And if it's not fun, do something else. Then, and only then, will your downtime be epic.
Find out more at pokerstars.uk/playsafer. 18 plus, begambleaware.org, play responsibly.
Booking a hotel can be a bit of a hassle. The fake reviews, the endless options, not to mention the fear of getting a bad deal. But with Premier Inn, you can cast all those worries aside because with us, you know exactly what you're getting. Like great value family rooms at over 800 locations, plenty of parking, and delicious food to please everyone, even the fussy ones. So you can family trip without any of the faff. Premier Inn. Rest easy. Only available to book at premierinn.com.
I'm walking a bit more these days. For those semi-skimmed milk and we're down to the last sheet of kitchen roll type trips. It's not just getting my steps in, it's the other stuff, you know. Seeing a bit more of the neighbourhood. Cool buildings, a bit of green space, and the out-of-tune postman. Wherever you're going, there's good in every journey when you bike it or walk it. Download the TfL Go app to find walking and cycling routes. To the Mayor of London and TfL, every journey matters. With Sky Broadband Superfast, you get million-proof Wi-Fi around the hall. Whether you're streaming on the sofa, gaming in the bedroom, or swiping in the bathroom.
Get down the view.
I said swiping. Switch your home to million-proof Wi-Fi with Sky Broadband Superfast. Sky, believe in better. Requires Sky Broadband Superfast. Sky Fibre areas only. Speeds vary by location. External factors may affect speed and coverage. See sky.com.
When the world slowed down, you didn't. When others started another book set, you started your first screenplay. When others had lions, you did morning sprints. But now, things are reopening. Go-getters. Time to go get. The redesigned Jaguar range with luxurious interiors, updated Pippi infotainment, and electrified powertrain options. Now available for extended test drives. Contact your local Jaguar retailer to book. Specifications vary per model, terms and conditions apply.
650 people a minute, 39,000 people an hour, 460,000 people every day. Join the millions already vaccinated. The COVID-19 vaccine protects you and those around you. And remember, you need 2 doses for maximum protection. Every vaccination gives us hope. The NHS will let you know when your vaccine is ready for you.
us, future plans don't come much bigger than moving home. That's why at the Halifax, we want to make sure nothing gets in your way. So if you're unable to visit us in branch for a mortgage appointment face-to-face, we're more than happy to come to you. Every week, our colleagues are doing over 3,000 mortgage appointments by phone and video call, so we can keep your moving plans moving along. Halifax, it's a people thing.
Ian Payne on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
So we're wondering whether or not this social media boycott by football clubs, players, a number of sporting bodies is going to make any difference at all. 0345 6060 973. The boycott began at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. It's going to end at midnight on Monday evening. And the whole idea is to try and, rather than try and stop people sending abuse, I don't think you can stop that, to be honest. But they want to try and encourage the big companies like Twitter, Facebook and Instagram from enabling these people to take a stronger stance against racist and sexist messages. But they refuse to do so because they are kind of, their raison d'etre is the freedom of speech program that they endorse. I don't know. I honestly don't know. The social media blackout will achieve nothing, says Ross. It'll make matters worse. With fame comes a price. The price is ridicule and insults. If you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen. It's a view. MC says, this media boycott by sports teams is pathetic. It will have zero effect. I think some people like being abused. What? It gives them something to whine about. Oh, for goodness sake. Frank's a new caller in Croydon. Hi, Frank.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. What's your view on this? Is it going to make any difference?
It's not going to make no difference. They're going to be off it for like a weekend and jump back on it by Tuesday, Wednesday. It's going to make no difference. They can't do without it, so there's pretending.
So
social media.
Are you a black person yourself, Frank?
I am.
All right, and so do you think we should attempt to stop this? And if we do, what do we do?
Okay, I think we should attempt to stop it. If sports wants to help stop it, especially football, there was a case a few weeks back where someone was racist in one of the European games. I reckon the association could boycott the competition because they only gave the guy like a 10-match ban. If you want to do action, you can do. There's things they can do in sport to show it's not acceptable.
Well, you see, what they could do, and what would really have an effect, because it would mean all the people that aren't being abusers would try and stop people who are, would be cancel football matches for a weekend. Sorry, no one gets any points this week, or deduct things from fans and play. You know, that's what would actually hurt people. But they'll never do that. They'll never ever do that.
That is, if you do something serious, if there's an allegation of racism and the person been found guilty.
That's what it worked. It worked for people abusing players for being black in the stadiums. If people did that, they shut the stadium down. No fans were allowed, and it's working.
Yeah, that is what it is. And for the people that say ignore it.
Exactly.
I think that if, as black people, we ignored everything over time, we wouldn't be where we are today. We used to sit at the back of the bus, so we just ignored it and said, "Oh, that's just how it is. Oh, that's all right." No one can fight for their rights by just keeping quiet.
Right.
You can't just say, "Oh, it's about folks." Like just allow them to call you names. It's all right. Because, like you said earlier, I think about 3 minutes ago, or whatever, you said it affects people's health.
Yes.
I'm strong-minded. I wouldn't really bother, but I know another person would be affected by it.
Yeah. No, I see. This is the point, and it's good to hear from people such as yourself, Frank, who can give a personal view of what's going on. But it's not just racist language; it's sexist language. I mean, I'd love to hear from more women about what do you do about casual sexism on social media. Should we tolerate that? You tell me. Also, homophobia, anti-Semitism, hate speech, Islamophobia. Is it all the same, or should we actually treat some abuse worse than others? 0345 6060 973 is the number to ring. And the question is this social media boycott by players, by clubs, by sports organisations going to make any difference at all? Let's go to Ali, who's in Walthamstow. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Ian. Thanks for the call. I think we're getting a bit light on these people.
6 years ago, there were Chelsea fans in Paris on the metro, and they wouldn't let a black French policeman get on the tube. You know, they were all named and shamed. They turned out to be, one was a lawyer, one was I think one was even a police officer.